I started this stage of the project by selecting all of my little scraps, all of the fabrics that I really liked, and cut them into usable pieces. Cut my pieces into 4.5-inch square pieces and 2.5-inch squares. So depending on the size of the scrap, I put it in each pile. So amongst what you can see here, there are bits of fabric left over from making dresses, making other quilts, and making face masks. Here you can see me joining the 2.5-inch squares into pairs, and I'm doing that by chain piecing. Now I'm joining my pairs of squares into fours. Again, I'm chain piecing, and that just means that you continue on without cutting up your thread. It just makes it easy, it saves thread and saves time. Now I've got all my squares pressed, and I'm just getting my 4.5-inch squares and I'm cutting them in half into triangles, and now I'm starting to add them to my 4 patches. Having added my 4 triangles to my board patch, I'm now squaring off my blocks. Cut some of my remaining scraps into 2-inch strips, and I used these to surround the block. For some of the longer strips, I found it easier to keep the strip in the machine and chain piece by adding each block. I started work on my applique hearts. I've added some like this, and I've also used freezer paper, bonds web, to do some more intricate ones. I started to do some applique. I made 2 quilts for my grandsons for Christmas, and they had appliqued animals on and letters and all sorts, and I couldn't actually remember how I'd done the letters, how I'd done the applique, whether I'd used something like bond web or any kind of fleece first. I just couldn't remember. I vaguely remember getting into a right pickle doing the letters the wrong way around. I actually went to my daughter's house to have a look at the quilts, and I think I did just use Bonder web on the letters, and I think I did some of the animals freehand. So I'm going to use, depending on what it is, I'm going to use different methods for my hearts. I've just done 2 to start with. I'm going to put these into a sort of log cabin block, I think. I looked closely at these beautiful forget-me-not flowers and realised I was always going to struggle to recreate them. I'm going to applique my hearts onto the Embroidery Anglais fabric. Don't do what I've just done and get glue all over your ironing mat. I realised my Embroidery Anglais fabric has little flowers on it that were 5-petaled like forget-me-nots. So I use these as templates for my embroidery to do simple, stylised, forget-me-not type flowers in various colours. At last we've got some warm and still weather, and I'm making some progress with my quilt. I hope you can see a bit more of the detail now. I've added a border to that applique heart. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed sharing this with me, and I'll be back soon with more projects and more progress on the quilt.